So I need to make just a real quick stop out here to the bee yard. Just put these girls in yesterday. Oh, good. I was out here earlier this morning and I didn't see any movement coming from my little white hive. I was a little concerned. This one I was concerned with, one, because the sugar water that I gave them, one of the containers seemed like it was flowing a little too fast. Just want to check it to make sure that we're not flooding this hive with that sugar water. I wasn't even going to wear my suit today, but I'm kind of glad I put it on because these guys are also kind of being a little active. I just want to kind of just check just to make sure that it looks like, you know, there's bees up there in the top part of the feeding hive, that they're actually doing what they're doing. Was observing I've got bees in my front yard. Maybe we'll take a little picture of that later. I've got bees in my front yard. They're probably collecting sap from the tree to use for propolis. Propolis is that sticky stuff that they use to kind of seal their hives close. Or they could be getting nectar from the little bitty baby buds and flowers that are starting to come from my tree. So pretty exciting. I'm going to put my suit up here just in a second and I'm going to pop these open and just see what we've got going on in there. Make sure that, like I said, that there's bees in the top of the hive. So, all right. Also wanted to try just a different pair of gloves just to see if I can get a little bit better dexterity out of these gloves while I'm trying to, you know, work on stuff. So the tops of these, I bet you they could probably still sting through these. The bottoms definitely not. They're kind of rubberized, but the tops kind of only feel like they're elastic, so it's possible. So I'm going to give that a try and see if these are going to work. Okay, I'm going to try to set this up. I don't know how well this is going to work. Yeah, this is going to be difficult for me for today. I don't have somebody running my camera for me, so let's see. Maybe. Oh, this is probably going to fall. Don't have a ledge, unfortunately, that I can put my phone on to, oh, let me try one other thing here. Hang tight. Okay, we're going to give this a shot, see how well this works. You can kind of see the other hive in the background. You may not be able to see the top of my hive super great here, but until I get a different setup, this is what we're going to have to do. Okay, all I'm wanting to do is I just want to crack this open to make sure that we've got bees feeding in here. And I kind of see them at the top-ish. They're not really inside where the sugar water is. I just moved the sugar water just a little bit closer. Maybe they'll be able to smell it a little bit better. One of those is dripping kind of hard, so I definitely need to keep my eye on it. So that one's doing okay. These guys are foraging. They're doing great. Oh, I see one with pollen. I don't know if I'm going to get this. Hold on. Try to flip my camera here. It's not always cooperative. All right. So, ooh, there was a good one. I don't know if you can see these. I'm going to just try to zoom in so you can see them as they're going in. You got bees. There's a good one right there. Bees coming in with big baskets of pollen. Yay! So we're getting some positive foragers. That's great. They're doing good there. Look at this guy just coming in. Right. Getting ready to land. That guy just walked in with a whole bunch of pollen on him. One right down there. Has lots of pollen on its legs. Cool. I'm excited. Alright, so not really sure what we're going to see with this hive, or what you're going to be able to see. So, this one was very docile yesterday, and they are much more active today. Even having a couple maybe little guard bees, they come up and they ping your suit, so I'm just trying to very cautiously. I don't have smoke with me right now. I was just doing just a quick peek. And there's bees up here, but they're not really, I don't know if they know where the sugar water is. They're eating the pollen. That's great. Not really seeing them do much with the sugar water here. Again, I don't know if they can smell it or what, but they're definitely going after the pollen patties, which makes me feel super happy. So they're getting some protein. That's great. Their foragers are bringing in pollen too, so that's great. So hopefully they're getting a little bit of nectar in there somewhere, so they're getting some carbohydrates, which is highly important, what they need right now, especially while it's a little bit cold out. Yeah, these are concerning me. The way that they're, I don't know if these are working. I just feel like they're pooling sugar water and they're not really. I don't know. I'm gonna leave them on there for right now. Maybe I'll get out some just raw sugar and I'll dump it in there. I don't leave this open too long for the temperature. I want to keep it nice and warm in there for them, but also come on guys, drink your sugar water. All right. Okay, well here's thought process number 2. So just talked to my little beekeeper friend Roxanne and told her that I was pretty concerned with how much liquid I'm noticing in the top of the feeder board where the bees are supposed to be drinking their sugar water. Well, I don't know, maybe it's too cold or maybe the vacuum's not working right on those, so I'm going to remove those, I think, to be safe. I've got a little bit of a kind of a fondant type here. I've got two of them here for each hive. I'm not going to put the paper plate in there, but so this is just sugar and water. This is kind of like a candy, what did she call it? I can't remember what Roxanne called it, but anyway, so this is I'm going to try to replace the sugar water right now with a little bit of a kind of sugar water for sugar candy, I guess is what we're going to call it. As you can see, it's about getting ready to rain here, I think, so makes the bees a little bit more agitated. They don't want you opening them up their hive when it's doing this outside, so I'm going to have to work quick and make sure that we're not making too many bees mad. Alright, I'm going to try to show you this time around. So, oh, there's some up there. So as you can see there, it's like, it's just pooling. I've got liquid pooled up in my hive, and I don't want to do that because I don't need fungus, I don't need rot, I don't think these are, the vacuums on these are working right, because they're just making a mess. So we're gonna go back to, oh god, this one was really bad. We're just gonna go back to our little patties here. Sorry, I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. And this is just unbleached parchment paper. Yeah, parchment paper. Unbleached parchment paper. I'm gonna put this over here right on top of the sugar water. Maybe it'll soak some of that up. And oops, sorry guys, this is hard. So I'm just gonna try to get some of this maybe where they can see it, smell it. Make sure it's not too hard. Oops. Put some. Come on, come up top. There's good stuff for you up here. All right. Don't want to mess with them too much. I don't want to get them upset. So we're gonna close this back up. I hope that's gonna work. I'm gonna have to check it maybe just a little bit. I'm not gonna put my cover on there just because I'm gonna come back out here again. So same thing with this one. All right, we're gonna give this a try again. Excuse me, darling. Gotta move. Okay. This is the one I was more concerned about because this one actually had, yeah, this one's got a bigger puddle in it. I don't need to drown my bees. So we're gonna move this. This one, see how that's just kind of like pouring out of there? I don't think these are working right. We'll have to try this again maybe later, but it's not working right now. Okay. So get my other little mountain candy. I think that's what she was calling it. All right. Put some of the sugar right up around the edges here where they can, whoops, see it, smell it, get to it. Maybe lead them in here a little bit. Get them to walk up onto this paper. They do have a little bit of honey and reserves already stored up inside their frames for them when we were inspecting yesterday. That was something that Roxanne and I were looking for, was their resources, like what they have available for them. So, and their water still looks good, so that's good. All right, girls. I'm gonna check you in a couple hours. So y'all get in there and get some sugar. All right, we'll come back. We're gonna revisit this in a bit, but I'm taking in all of those taking in all of the sugar water syrup combo thingies, the feeders. Maybe I'll just have to play with them. Maybe the lids just aren't sealing very good, and we'll try taking them off, putting them back on, and seeing if we can get a proper fit on them. But I mean, they're from a bee manufacturer, so you would think that they would work properly with standard mason jars like they're supposed to be made for. So anyway, we'll be back out here in a few hours. So I'm at my front yard here, and I'm gonna try to be quiet here so you can hear it, but this tree is just buzzing with life. It's got bees all over in there. They're foraging, they're getting honey and, or not honey, gosh darn it. They're getting nectar, they're getting pollen, getting sap, all sorts of great stuff that they need for their hive. You can kind of see in the background here, it's looking like it might want to rain, so we'll see, but I don't know if you can hear these guys or not. You're doing good.